What's going on everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is Soman and today's analysis video is going to be about the Premier League game between Tottenham and Manchester United. So Manchester United on paper were lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, but their formation on the ground was mostly 4-4, with Rashford and Daniel James at the wing positions, while Jesse Lingard and Mason Greenwood kept interchanging their positions in the central zone. While Tottenham, on the other hand, also lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, which often shifted to 3-4-1 with possession. Lucas Moura often drifted to the central zone and Aurier occupied the right wing, while Vertonghen was staying back to make it back three, and this has been Tottenham's normal practice under Mourinho. They often keep a formation of 3-4-1 with possession under Jose Mourinho. Even though Manchester United lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, but their formation on the ground was mostly 4-4. And this change of formation proved to be very vital for Manchester United. So this is how the two teams were set up on the ground. Manchester United had a front line of 4 men. Rashford and Daniel James were pressing the two Tottenham fullbacks, while Jesse Lingard and Greenwood were given the job of pressing the centre-backs. But at the same time, they were also providing cover shadow to the Tottenham midfielders. Manchester United were happy to give the Tottenham centre-backs possession, as their main job was to stop Tottenham's central penetration. Since the Tottenham midfielders were getting pressed from both sides, so Tottenham were often forced to go long. Harry Kane tried to work as the target man for Tottenham, but Harry Maguire did a wonderful job against Harry Kane. And even when Harry Kane was able to win an aerial duel, McTominay and Fred were always there to win the second ball ahead of Dele Alli. So here we can see Manchester United's formation of 4-4. United are happy to give possession to the Tottenham centre-backs, and they are keeping a tight marking on Tottenham's midfielders. The only way forward for Tottenham is to go long. Once again, Manchester United are giving time and space on the ball to the centre-backs, but their strong central overload is stopping Tottenham's central penetration. Tottenham once again forced to go long, Young wins the first ball and Fred easily wins the second ball, and Manchester United have the possession back in no time. Manchester United's defense did a wonderful job when it came to aerial duels. They won 66% of their aerial duels, and even when they were not able to win the first ball, Fred and McTominay were always there to help their defense by winning the second balls. Manchester United scored their first goal very early in the game, and Mason Greenwood played a big role in this first goal. Mason Greenwood drops deep and he pulls Sanchez out of his defensive line. Greenwood drops deep and he pulls Sanchez out of his defensive line. Sanchez steps out and Tottenham's defensive line is now broken. Jesse Lingard immediately makes a run in the space that was left open by Sanchez. Tottenham's defensive line is broken as Sanchez was taken out. Rashford scored the goal, but it all started from Mason Greenwood's off-the-ball run to pull Sanchez out of his defensive line. Once again, Mason Greenwood drops deep, and this time Vertonghen leaves his line to cover Greenwood in between the lines. Greenwood to Fred, and Fred's first time pass in the space for the third man runner, who is Wan-Bissaka in this case. Tottenham, on the other hand, mostly tried to attack from the wide areas. I made a video on Mourinho's first game in charge at Tottenham a few days ago, and in that video I tried to explain you guys Tottenham's formation with possession. So this is from Mourinho's first game against West Ham. With possession, Son kept his width on the left wing, while Lucas Moura moved to the central zone to open the spaces on the right flank for the runs of Aurier. Aurier would often move up to occupy the right wing, while Ben Davies was staying back to make it back three with possession. And thus Tottenham often had a formation of 3-4-1 with possession. 5 men on the offensive side and 5 men on the defensive side. A very nice balance on both sides of the ground. So here we can see the complete picture of Tottenham's 3-4-1 formation with possession. Son is keeping his width on the left line, while Lucas Moura has moved to the central zone to open the space for Aurier. One fullback is moving up, while the other one is staying back to make it back three. And we saw a repetition of this same playing style in this game as well. Tottenham's back three with possession, Vertonghen is staying back, while Aurier has moved up, and Tottenham's formation is 3-4-1 with possession. Lucas Moura moves in with possession, and he pulls Young narrow to open the space on the right flank for Aurier. Tottenham played 23 crosses from these wide areas compared to Man United's only 10. Tottenham had a few chances to score some goals from these crosses, but credit to Man United centre-backs who did a wonderful job of defending these crosses. Just like Mason Greenwood, Harry Kane was also doing a similar thing on the other side. Harry Kane drops deep and he pulls Harry Maguire out of his defensive line to open the gap for the run of Dele Alli. Alli makes the run, but McTominay follows him very closely. Both McTominay and Fred worked really hard in this game to provide defensive protection to their backline. Man United mostly had a formation of 4-4 without possession. Both Fred and McTominay made sure that the distance between the defensive and the midfield line is very narrow. By keeping the distance narrow, whenever the Man United fullbacks stepped out to cover the wide Tottenham players, Fred and McTominay immediately dropped in the defense to provide defensive cover to their fullbacks. Manchester United's 4-4 formation, and see how narrow the gap between Man United's defensive and midfield line is. Fred and McTominay are staying close to their defense so that they can easily drop in the defense whenever the fullbacks step out. This time Young steps out to cover Aurier, and Fred immediately drops in the defense to provide defensive cover to Ashley Young. Ashley Young couldn't win the battle of pace against Aurier, but Fred's excellent position helped him to provide defensive cover to his fullback. Both Fred and McTominay made 3 interceptions each in this game, and a combined of 6 interceptions together, while Tottenham's midfielders made a combined interceptions of only 2. Man United's midfield did a very good job in this game, both offensively and defensively, while Tottenham's midfield was nowhere near their usual best. And Mourinho now has finally suffered his first defeat as the Tottenham manager. Thank you so much guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.